Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our session. This is Closing the Skills Gap. I'm excited to be here. Are you all having a good Ignite so far? Woo! Great. We have a great group of panelists here with you today. We'll take a moment to introduce ourselves. We will have time at the end for Q&A, so please have some questions ready for us, and also we'll have some time to talk with you one-on-one after the session once we get going. Great. So I'm Heather Severino. I am a Microsoft certified trainer. I'm also an Office Apps and Services MVP. I owe a lot to my career from these types of events, and I'm happy to be here with you today. I'm from the Daytona Beach, Florida area, and would love to get to know more about the certifications and the skills that you have in mind after the end of the session. With me, we have 4 lovely ladies here today. We'll take a moment just to get to know a little bit about them on a personal note, as well as what they're doing in their technical careers. We'll go ahead and get started.
Hi, my name is Julianne Arsenault. I work at Microsoft. I'm a group manager for the Worldwide Learning Organization. I lead a team of wonderful folks that bring all of the training and certification to you and make sure that it's essentially integrated in everything in all the different touch points you have with Microsoft.
Julie, you have a special interest in cooking. Is there any way that you tie technology into your cooking?
Yes, that's so funny. Yes, all of my recipes are entirely digitized, and so I have this pretty awesome kick-ass OneNote that is, I think, a best practice, really. That is very all just indexed and everything, so yes.
Great. Hi, Allison.
Hello, I'm Allison Cracker. I'm a product marketing manager at Microsoft. I'm actually transitioning. I was the Microsoft Certified Trainer program manager for a long time, and I'm now moving into working with Julianne on the marketing side. And my fun fact about myself is I am obsessed with green tea ice cream. If you've never had it, it's amazing. It's so good. And anywhere I can find it, I will have, I'm not kidding, probably as much as I possibly can stand. It's hard to find, but green tea ice cream.
Great, that's great.
Oh, hello there. My name is Jen Stirrup. I guess my fun fact is I'm Scottish. I can't do anything about the accent, but I will try my best not to make you fall asleep. I have that impact on people. So I work for myself because I'm a terrible employee. I'm unemployable, but not unhireable, which is a great way for a consultant to be, I think. So my fascination was with all things data and all things artificial intelligence.
Hi, Fatima.
Hi, my name is Fatima. I'm assistant professor working in the Higher National School of Computer Science in Algeria. It's the first university of computer science there. I am teaching computer science students, but at the same time I'm leading researchers in the IoT field, Internet of Things and wireless sensor networks. Funny facts, I have 2 common. I like baking and also I like ice cream. Matcha ice cream is better than the green tea. You need to try it. So, but also the fact that maybe people always consider me so young, so they mixed up and they thought that I'm the student waiting for the teacher, not the teacher waiting for all the students late.
Great. So we're here today to talk to you about the skills gap. There's really an importance with this of kind of figuring out what is that gap? How can we close in on that and make sure that everyone has the technical knowledge that they need, as well as maybe certifications that can back that up and show that they have those skills that are needed. What would you say is one thing that you find is a big skills gap right now that we need to work on?
I'd say probably the area of cloud skills, right? And that keeps coming up over and over again. Really hot topic across so many different discussions that have been had. You know, we often do a lot of research around you know, trends in the industry and the such, and we're seeing that about 16% of organizations feel that they have the skills needed to really undertake the projects they have, which is really scary, super scary stat. So I feel like that's probably the biggest challenge for us, which we kind of struggle with every day.
Okay, in my point of view, I have noticed that students, once they graduated, they finally realized that the market is very competitive, and they need to get a very strong profile even before they have the experience, I mean, in the professional field. So they are trying to really taking seriously the fact that they need to have certifications and also mini experience as a part-time job to get their profile more visible and get a chance to be in the competitive market.
I see a real skills gap in data literacy. You can see it in newspapers all the time. So I'll give you an example. There was a newspaper in the UK that put up a headline that said, the number of teenage pregnancies drops off significantly after the age of 25. So when you think about that, when you start to see these things, you see them all over the place. And I'd recommend anyone does this, even the smallest course in statistics, and you will be the person in meetings that points out that kind of thing. It's great.
Thinking about students and the younger generations that we're bringing into this technology field, I think back to when I was in college. I accidentally joined the technology field. I was working retail, going to school to be a marine biologist. I was a biology major and kind of stumbled into a technical career where started as that help desk person, desktop person, into then training. How did all of you get into the tech industry? Was it by accident? Was it on purpose?
Well, for me, it was maybe a funny story. So I had an IT brain before even being an IT engineer. And when I got my high school degree, I did my math. And I said, okay, I'm very excellent at math. I like solving riddles. I need all this critical thinking, etc. And one day we received my brother's friend who was studying in the computer science university. And he told me, what if you try to enroll in this university? You will see the first year is very easy. You will have only math courses and algorithms. And I said, oh, I like logarithms. And he said, no, algorithms, not logarithms. It's not the same thing. And I looked about algorithms, what we do, and etc. And I like it because it will combine all what I love, solve problems, critical thinking, and also there is math inside it. And I said, okay, computer science. So then I got my engineering degree. And I didn't, it's not enough for me, so go for the PhD, and now here I am teaching computer science.
Hello there. I actually learned to code when I was about 8 years old, and basic programming. In the UK, we had a British computing scientist called Sir Clive Sinclair, and Sinclair had these little computers called ZX81s. So I was genuinely the weirdest kid in the class because I loved counting and reading about hexadecimal. 16-fingered Martians, anyone? No? All right. So you can go and look that up later. So I enjoyed that kind of thing. But I was also very inspired by the people around me who took time to teach me things. So my uncle taught me how to put together a radio. And my grandparents and my great-uncle had actually been spies in the Second World War, and some of them were at Bletchley Park, which you may know as Station X, so they did code cracking and code breaking. So what that meant was they, after that, just had a passion for technology throughout their lives, and I think they gave me a sense of that. I think that's really important, to be mentored by adults around you.
Most of my career has been actually not in technology. And so I've had a passion and an excitement for technology for most of my life, but I'm one that stumbled into it and was working in higher education. So I'm a learning professional. That's where most of my career has been. And so I kind of stumbled into the technology field, even though I've always had just a passion for it. Something that I've been involved in my everyday life. It hasn't been as much of a career for me until recently.
I did an internship at IBM long, long time ago, 20 years ago, which then they kept me on afterwards when I graduated. And so they had me selling AS400s and mainframes. And so, and it was so much fun. I just had such a blast. But then, early in career, and so you're wondering what else is out there. Went to work for Johnson & Johnson in medical devices, and then for a consumer product company, and I couldn't get technology out of my mind. So I eventually came to Microsoft, moved out west, came to Microsoft, and it's ever since, it's been just a beautiful blend of technology and culture and just a great environment. Yeah.
Great. So speaking of certifications and how that can help with closing that skills gap or proving the skills that you have if you're going into the workforce or you are a career changer, I once again stumbled on to Microsoft certifications while I was asked to write my technical training job description. So looking out there at the careers and the jobs that were available, that's how I learned about Microsoft certifications and started acquiring those. Thinking about the all-up Microsoft certification, how would you describe, how did you first hear about Microsoft certifications and what did that mean to you?
I think for me, it became clear I could prove myself by having certifications. I was the only female in a small artificial intelligence consultancy, and my boss at the time said, you should do Microsoft certifications so we can talk more broadly about technology rather than just AI. So the first one that I sat was NT4. That's how old I am. So some of you here are probably not even born when NT4 was around. I see confused places. It was an operating system a very long time ago. So I think that really inspires me to sort of keep proving myself, because I found that if I had the certificates, people didn't question me so much, and also that I didn't question myself so much.
Okay, for me, as a professor, I can't feel myself really considered by the certification, but I can relate someone else like you share your experience, who is my husband. So he used to be Premier Field Engineer, Microsoft PFE, and I was, something is funny, when we did our engineer degree, I told him, I need to pursue my PhD, would you like to do the same? He said, no, I hate studying again and again. But once he realized that he needs more certifications to build his profile, and I keep just asking him, what are you doing? Preparing certification, studying, right? So I can feel how really important is that to build your professional and develop your professional profile.
Great. So impacting your career, would you say that for yourself or for students that you help with that, how did you think that that impacts their career? Does that give them a jump start into that journey if they are just getting started out of university or if they are a career changer?
Yeah, absolutely, because we have also many students, amazing students, and many of them are Microsoft student partner, and they really try to make visible the importance of having these skills and certifications, Microsoft certifications. And as I said at the first time, they finally realized that as soon as they get the best set of skills in their profile, in their curriculum, they get also higher chances to get to any job. So it's really important to start younger, but it's never late, of course. Even for my husband, after his engineering degree, he kept doing it to scale, in his professional career. Of course, it's important. So start now, wherever the age is.
I think certifications give you confidence, and I think I've tended to be the only woman in amongst lots and lots of men. I used to be a Cisco engineer, so it was me and 300 guys, and I felt to try and level the playing field, going for certificates really helped me to prove myself again and again, to myself as well, and probably my own harshest critic. And I sometimes train other people. I take on graduates from time to time, and it always recommends that they follow these certification paths, because Microsoft has got great learning pathways, and you don't have to pay to do it. I'm Scottish, we're not known for spending money, and And there's loads of great free resources out there. I also teach myself by writing. I blog a lot because I have a terrible memory. But if I write it down and I publish it, and I get myself into that rhythm of blogging regularly, it really serves to give me confidence more than anything else that I know this. And there's also a satisfaction when you look at the analytics on the website, that people are reading it and finding some benefit. So if you're interested in maybe certification, but also the MVP program and things like that, you know, getting blogging and socializing the knowledge you've learned is a great way to become a leader in your own communities.
Fatima, you shared, I think yesterday with me, that you have a student that was going for something, was it 8 certifications in a month or some kind of a short time frame?
More than 8, actually.
More than 8? Oh.
So they have a rough year because we had something, we needed to add 3 weeks additional to the final year, final date supposing to end the year. So she was left only with 3 weeks vacation, and 10 days later she posted something like, I don't know what's happening to me. I'm supposed to get some rest for the next year, but here I am with 15 learning courses done through, I guess, LinkedIn or any platform, I don't remember, and she lists them from data science to machine learning, and she will be in her final year, and I understand that she has this one step forward, knowing what she wants to do and preparing for it, even if it takes to get less vacation during summer.
Great. Now, how do you help get your students prepared for those certifications? You have I think it's a flipped classroom method. Yes.
Absolutely. So as I'm teaching project management, we've decided to use Microsoft Project as a tool to teach students how to build their project. And I use it to take 4 hours from the whole course just to show them how to do it, how to get used to this Microsoft Project tool. And last year when I came here to Microsoft Ignite 2018, I went to the education booth and asked them about all the tools available for the students, and they showed me the platform with many videos, and I said, oh, okay, my 4 hours are here in that platform. So once back, when I started my class, I told them, this year is a flipped class. Go to your home, watch the video, which was very, to the point, with 4 minutes small videos, and then came back, we'll do some hands-on lab, building your project and making it on the Microsoft project. So this will help them, even if you are not students, you have access, of course, to the platform, because all our students have an Office 365 account. So it would be helpful, and it helped me a lot also as a professor. So yeah, this one is, we found out that this flipped class was helpful either for the students and also for the professors.
Great. So Jen, you mentioned blogging, so that helps you to kind of remember what you're learning or for future. For you or for anyone else here in the panel, do you have a tip that you would share with the attendees here on how can they help study or best get prepared for those certification exams?
Yeah, I think 2 things. First of all is own whatever you do, whether it is small or large. Now, if I mentioned earlier, I help graduates in their first job. I do a lot of mentoring. And what I find is they sometimes get very frustrated, the fact they're not given bigger things to do. And I have to say, but you have to prove yourself with the small stuff. And then you get trusted with the bigger things. So what you need to do is just practice. Do the small things well, even if you feel it's below you or menial in some way, but you'll prove it to yourself and others you're capable. The second suggestion I have is don't be afraid to break things, really. People learn by reading, by writing, or by doing. I must admit, if you give me a heavy textbook, there's like a teenager living in my brain that says boring, and it's not going to happen, right? So I learn by writing because I have to figure stuff out and I have to find a thread for a good article. But I mainly learn by doing, and what that really means is I learn by breaking things. I already said I'm a terrible employee, you've had that disclaimer, and I do go in, set up virtual machines in Azure, I use the Microsoft Learn labs that they have, and I break stuff. I never read instructions, but I try and figure it out, because I learn better by breaking things and figuring it out. And that's how I pass exams, by practicing, practicing, practicing. I've not read instruction manual for anything since 1997. And the reason for that is just I love to learn by just figuring stuff out. And that's what I do. Break stuff, learn to apologize, but then go back and try it again until you less break stuff. You break less stuff. So.
I love the break stuff. So Jennifer, you mentioned Microsoft Learn. There's a lot of tools out there available, and certification may not necessarily be someone's ultimate goal. It is for a lot of people, but I think there's a lot of tools out there available online. We have classroom training. We've got a lot of different resources that are available. Personally, I need to sit in a classroom. I am not someone that can learn on my own as well. It's just never been my way of learning. So I like to go to events like this, actually get to try things and do things, but I really like instructors that kind of help guide my learning, because I'm also a terrible book reader. When it comes to manuals and things like that, I was terrible reading textbooks. But I really like to be in a classroom sitting with an instructor, and that's how I learn the best. So I've just found prioritizing what your goals are and kind of mapping out what is it that you want to get to achieve, because I'm somebody, if I don't make a list, I won't do those things. And so I found that making kind of my goals for the year, we all have to get, at Microsoft, we have certification requirements and things that we actually have to do by working for the company. And so we actually have to go get certified ourselves. And so I have my study plan all mapped out for the times in which I'm going to be doing things, and I keep myself on track with that. And that's really worked out for me. But I am actually going to be sitting in instructor-led training to get myself prepared.
That's great.
So we're different that way. I have a short attention span, and textbooks don't do it for me, but generally I am a child of the online generation, and so I like to skim through stuff and just skim through to the part I need and just keep going. So I'm going to do a shameless plug. So I'm just caveating that. Microsoft Learn, the content that they have on there. I'm also studying for a certification in the next couple of weeks, the AZ900 Azure Fundamentals. And so I'm going through and kind of skimming through that content to make sure that it all resonates. But beyond that, I think the most important thing is probably making sure you carve out the time, right? And we get so busy and wrapped up in our day-to-day, and it's really easy to get distracted with the latest fire drill, but really being very adamant about the time that you carve out and be very faithful to that time and keeping that time. I think more than anything else, no matter what modality that you use to study or how you prepare, I think carving out that time is super important.
I agree. I think it's also good to look at the objective domains for that exam and have something printed, or maybe in OneNote, where you can go through and say, yes, I'm confident in this area. Okay, 25% of the exam is going to be on this. Okay, I need to get familiar with that, and that can help as well as managing the time for that as well also. When I started getting my certifications, I started with what I knew, and I was mostly working with end user productivity. So I started with Outlook. So again, maybe start with something that you're very comfortable in if it's the first time for you taking an exam, so you get that exam experience and you're comfortable with that process, and then start to stretch and go for those other certifications of what you have for your learning goals. Looking at more recent or what's next in the certifications you'd like to acquire. I recently acquired the Azure Developer and the BI Reporting. Yay! So what's next on your list, ladies? What would you like to obtain?
I got that Azure Fundamentals. It's coming up.
Mine is on both the Azure Fundamentals and the Azure Administrator.
Great.
Well, actually, I'm doing my MBA at the minute. And the reason I did that, because I wanted to translate Power BI better and understand the numbers better. I believe in technology, and I use Power BI as an example. I think it's great technology, but I thought I really want to understand more about data storytelling and how these financial numbers hang together. So for me, doing the MBA, and I'm only halfway through it, it's hard, but it's helped me to understand the business so much better. So in terms of Microsoft certifications, I've already got the Power BI ones, but I would like to go for the Excel ones. And the reason for that is, again, understanding better what the priorities are for business people who want to use Power BI and talk their language, because everyone on the planet loves Excel. And I'd really like to get to know it better. I think we tend to all think we're Excel experts because it's easy to use, but it's got loads of hidden features. Mm-hmm. And the best way, like you say, Microsoft Learn has got some great tutorials and examples there. It will make your life more productive, I think.
As a researcher in Internet of Things field, so I'm more interested in all the solutions Microsoft has developed for IoT and also the combination with cloud. But speaking of Excel, I find I am amazed by the all the features for Microsoft Teams. So I'm quite interested in Microsoft Teams to know a bit. Yeah.
And we have some exams with Teams, right? We have the Teams, is it the administrator? Oh, yep. And we also have a teamwork that I think incorporates that as well. Great. So thinking about where you're going to go from here with your certifications, Fatima, you had mentioned that a lot of your students are getting these certifications before they start their career, before they graduate from that 4-year program. How do you think that sets them apart for starting that career journey, or for anyone, even if they're a career changer, for all of the panelists here?
Yeah. What I've experienced this last years is that sometimes I got some PhD offers from abroad, from Europe, etc., from colleagues, and they are looking for recommendations. And since they know that our university picks the best high-scored students, they came to us asking for recommendations. And of course, I try to pick the best among the best, and then they simply say, no, I'm not interested. And then I figure out that they get the job at Microsoft USA, for example, and or any other companies according to the certification they had. And for us, it's a leapfrog. Coming from Algeria, usually they have to do a master in France to get opportunities wider to get to others and to get their PhD offer. This is why I was like surprised. You have directly the PhD offer and you don't take it. But because they made their profile, they prepared their profile before even graduation, so they pick the first opportunity they take. And it's really, I can feel the importance and the how much getting ready and having this certification earlier can affect their career.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so I think that's really important. I think it's for the graduates in particular, sometimes you need to distinguish the people who expect things done for them as opposed to having a great attitude towards their own self-development. I have hired graduates who've done really well and they've acted on their own initiative and attitude. And I see the certifications as a result of having a great attitude. It's not just the learning or the achievement, it's the attitude. And I would personally rather have someone with a great attitude who maybe doesn't have as much experience, but has really shown initiative. Because half of it is people wanting to learn something. If they want to learn it, then I can take them on the rest of that journey. But if they don't want to learn something, I can't really make them.
So speaking of learning it, we have a learn it all type of a mindset. I think I can say that for all of us, and probably most of you that are here at Ignite with us. So going forward, what advice do you have for approaching learning? Do we take this beyond certifications, maybe even beyond technical skills?
one of the things that we're at Microsoft that has been really infused in our culture, especially under Satya's leadership, is this kind of shift from what we call a know-it-all mindset to a learn-it-all mindset. And that concept is really about, it's not necessarily up to you to have it all figured out, but having the attitude that maybe you don't know the answer to something, but you're going to go figure it out. And I think especially when we come into meetings, we really have to check our mindset a little bit, because sometimes it's not that you have to have all the answers, but you have a mindset that you really are approaching learning from I'm interested in it across the board, and I don't necessarily have to have it all figured out, but I have to have an attitude, like Jennifer was saying, of really thinking through what can I add to my portfolio, what can I learn about. And so this kind of learn-it-all mindset that we've adopted, and you may have seen it throughout the conference, is really this kind of lifelong learning idea that we're always in this space. It's not, the industry doesn't look like we went to university, or maybe you didn't go to university, you went to formal education, and then you stopped learning. That doesn't happen now. We continue to learn through the rest of our lives, and things are changing. And so especially we talk about cloud skills, and that's just changing because the products are changing all the time. So I think it's just that mindset that you have about, I may not know the answer, but I'm going to go figure it out. Or I may not have everything all mapped out, but I'm going to take an approach where I'm going to go, yeah, maybe I'll go and figure it out. So I think that's really important.
Sorry. See, that's not good. And to just add on, because I think Allison is really spot on. The growth mindset is so important, and the learning doesn't stop. And especially in the IT industry, more than any other industry, it's a continuous change every single day. I mean, the pace at which Azure, let's say, releases new features and functionalities is just insane. Like, we have, in the learning space, have difficulty keeping up with it to make sure that we're able to also serve you in the most up-to-date manner. But beyond that, I think it's also, in that same kind of line of thought, is that every engagement is an opportunity to learn. And whether it is, stopping someone in the conference hall and just chatting with them, you learn something. You go on your phone, you're looking something through Facebook or whatever it might be, you learn something else, right? I mean, every single interaction has a learning component to it. And making sure that that we're always open to that and open to receiving that, I think is really important. So certifications obviously are a validation of skill, but every single learning engagement that provides the learning essentially ladders up to those big moments.
Yeah, just following on from that, I do a lot of work for a data science charity. They're based in New York, actually. They're called DataKind. You can look up their website. The reason I do that is because I want to learn, but also learn with a purpose. So when I help the charity, what we do is we help other charities to make the most of their data. An example is one food bank charity came to us. They wanted to be able to better use machine learning in order to predict and understand better what the food bank users required of them. So you're obviously a technical component to that, because you are helping by using technology, and in this case using machine learning, and it has a real social impact on the people who are food bank users. You also find funny things with the data. So we found things like apples were more popular than pears. And the reason for that is apples last longer, and if you are really having to be so mindful about how you feed your family for a week, that's what you're thinking about. And that really meant that we could tailor demand so that it meant supply better. I've also done some really great projects with them. One was with the stem cell register in the UK, the bone marrow register. So if someone is in a very sad and unfortunate position of needing stem cell transplant, the register can help them to identify someone who might be a good match. So there's all sorts of great work you can do while you're learning, and learning with a purpose really has a huge impact for me.
So with my 13 years experience ending up being a professor, I figured out that you cannot share something you don't have. And in my case, I need to share knowledge. I need to learn more about this knowledge. And whether it came to teaching or more or less technical positions, whether if is in the industry or in the academic fields, it's always the same. So I have two types of learning, the checklist learning, and when you, so I need to make like a monthly objective or once a year I need to get this or this skills. But also sometimes you be confronted to something you have to learn. So sometimes there is a software used by your company, or for example for the research you need to learn about the simulator to make your results, etc. So you need to do that. You have to face it and you have to learn it. So these two types of learning may be the best solution to keep empowering or developing your personal and professional career.
Great. So thinking about what we can recommend to attendees to take from here during the conference, you may have attended some of the instructor-led workshops we have if you're interested in getting certified. There's also the hands-on lab and some other resources. If there's not a familiarity with maybe how some of these certifications have shifted, maybe you've been certified years ago, but we have these new role-based certifications, what would you recommend as a takeaway from this conference? Where do they go from here when they get back home to maybe study up and prepare for that certification?
So, and I'm not sure how many of you have participated, but if you've noticed, Ignite has so many different learning opportunities. I mean, it is a conference, but it's really it's a big learning conference. So there's a lot that you can do. You can attend sessions, of course. I think Heather had mentioned the hands-on labs. We have hands-on labs available, so you can go and try out a lab and actually run through the technology. There's also practice tests in that hands-on lab area, and so if you are interested in maybe sitting for an exam or certification, something you haven't necessarily even thought about, the practice test is a really great way to kind of get your feet wet a little bit. And most people don't know you can actually do the practice test in two different modes. You can do it in an exam experience mode or in a study mode. And that's a great way to figure out where are your gaps in your knowledge that you may be not necessarily knowing. So practice tests are a great way. We have instructor-led labs and technology workshops here. We also have certification testing on site. We're actually almost full. So we've only got I think there's a 7 a.m. slot open tomorrow, and that's about it. And then we are actually giving every attendee a free certification exam when you go home. And so if that's something that you're interested in, that's something that we are giving everyone. And so if you have questions about that, stop by the Microsoft Learn area or certification testing, and you can get those questions answered. Did I miss anything? And yes, of course. Not only that, but in the Microsoft Learn area, there's a ton of different things that you can do there. You can actually try out a Microsoft Learn module. You can talk to an expert there. We've got a device bar set up. They're doing lightning talks. So lots of different opportunities to learn at Ignite. One of the things that you can actually do in the Microsoft Learn area is email yourself when you get home. And so there's a little kiosk there that you can actually email your future self about all the things you want to be learning after the event.
And then also, we actually have recently, just earlier this week, actually released new detail pages for certifications. So if you go on Microsoft Learn on the site and kind of go drill down on certifications, you'll see brand new landing pages for all of our certifications. So those are really great because they provide you all of the exam objectives. They also include infographics that will lead you through the learning path for those exams, and then also the prerequisites for certain certifications. So great way to familiarize with, a specific exam or area of interest that you might have through Microsoft Learn. Mm-hmm.
Okay, my takeaway, just remember the word jealous, because I'm jealous at you. 20 years ago when I started studying in Algeria, so we had no internet, only few computers. We even had one copy of each book. We seek the student that took the book just to know what is the last day so we can take it again from him. So the learning platforms were not that various and available. But now when I see all the online platforms, the books, the electronic and hard books, yes, I'm jealous. So when someone is jealous at you, it means that you have better opportunities, so just seize them.
I think that's right. And there's always time in the day where you can squeeze it in. I'll tell you a quick story. You probably know Stephen King, the author. I was reading an interview with Stephen King, and he said he is a voracious reader. He reads constantly. He reads in the queue for the cinema. He reads in the queues at restaurants. He's always got a book on him. And that's how he gets through so many books a week, because every time he can, he picks a book up. And I think what I've personally done is spend less time on Facebook, Twitter, blah, 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 whatever social media. And I have installed podcasts, and I use those instead, so I can listen to podcasts, also PDF articles, and I really try and make an effort to use my time better and more efficiently. And I think that is working for me. Also, you can get materials through your local library, believe it or not. My local library in the UK has got an e-reader facility, and it links in with other libraries in the UK, so we can take books out. And I think, don't forget about the obvious things, so please think about using time in libraries as well.
Great. Thank you, ladies. We'll open up for questions. If you have a question that you would like to ask the panel, please feel free to come up to one of the microphones. We've got a few minutes for those.
Question. Are there any communities that you can join to try to do some more learning or more training or even certifications?
So for our students, what I mentioned that what I figured out that the scientific clubs in our university, especially the one led by the Microsoft student partner, are doing so many hackathons and programs that can, and I have been invited once as a judge, and I just noticed that they give 24 hours for workshops to know all the Microsoft technologies, most of them, cloud, Azure, etc., the one they need to use for their project, and then they have like 48 to 72 hours to build their project and pitch the idea. And it's amazing how students can learn only in 24, when I say 24 hours, it's like 3 times 2 hours workshops, giving basics about some of Microsoft products and technology they may use. So this kind of communities, if we are speaking about young students or even about the people, the trainers, will help many of them to get into the Microsoft learning community. Yeah.
There's also quite a few meetups that take place that are led by either Microsoft MVPs or Microsoft certified trainers as well, that serve to bring the communities together, and then also kind of deep dive on how to stay abreast of information. So that's a great way to look up in your local area. I know in addition to that, Microsoft does have quite a few technical events, technical training events that take place that are generally about, 50 to 70 people or so that take place regularly, and that'll cover very specific topics. So whether it be Azure fundamentals or migrating applications to the cloud or something, so they'll take one topic and really deep dive. And these are generally day-long events, but they really bring people from the community, and they're meant to be local events to bring people together and also create those connections. So it's probably good to look that up as well.
Yeah, some of the ones that I think you might have been thinking of that I've attended that I think are excellent resources, they involve keynotes from MVPs, from those at Microsoft, as well as trainers and others that are delivering sessions, are SharePoint Saturday, SharePoint Dynamics 365 Saturday. Teams has some community events. So really any of the technologies that you want to focus on, there are usually one-day free events that are happening worldwide. Some of those you might even be able to stream online if you can't get to that local area of where that's taking taking place. If you are someone that is interested in becoming a trainer, or you are a trainer and you'd like to become a Microsoft certified trainer, we also have community events that are happening worldwide. We have summits that happen. Those are multi-day events where we might even offer an Azure boot camp or instructional skills and those other soft skills that can definitely make you better at whatever you're doing, whether that's presenting, speaking at meetings, or delivering training, as we were talking about here. So definitely look for those. On social media, there's several groups that I'm involved in that I think are excellent resources, and it's a great place to ask questions. So for whatever social media outlets you might be involved in, whether that's LinkedIn or others, just type in and look for that name of that technology and see what groups are out there. It's a great resource. Other questions that you have for us?
Just a little piece of advice. The LinkedIn resource is great, just when you said that. I actually run a LinkedIn group. I thought I'll just set one up and I'll see who joins it. So I invited a few friends, and I think they felt a bit sorry for me and joined up. It's now got 1,500 members, and it sort of kind of keeps going itself. It's on data visualization. It's not a plug. You don't have to join in. But sometimes it's a great way to try and proactively reach out to others if you feel there's no community around you. And it's really nice because people do start to join in. So I might think up a question, or I'll find an article that I've liked in data visualization and Power BI. I'll share it, people will read it, they'll comment. And it's a very safe way of getting to know people online in a professional setting.
Great. Community Central, if you've not been there yet, it's right next to Microsoft Learn in the hub. Check that out as well. There's some whiteboards where there are events that may be posted and folks that are organizing those events that you can speak with if you'd like to get involved or have an event yourself. Great. Well, thank you everyone for attending. We hope you keep learning, and find us in the Microsoft Learn area or other areas of the conference. We'd be happy to talk with you. Thank you.